Love that shot there. All right, our next roundup topic focuses on the immigration crisis in the Rio Grande Valley. The Department of Homeland Security has authorized an urgent increase in federal funding for law enforcement agencies along the southwest border. Texas alone will receive an extra $5 million immediately. That's an increase of 1/5 of its normal fiscal year budget. Meantime, President Obama considering options for calming the ongoing crisis, including a controversial proposal for refugee status. That's what the White House is trying to do. But with 1 week left before Congress's 5-week August recess, GOP leaders are scrambling to draw up a supplementary spending bill. They want it to focus on border security. They originally had a price tag of $1 billion. They're now trying to reduce it to just a few $100 million. Details expected early next week. And this is our topic this half hour. We want to hear from you on our Fox 26 Facebook page. You can also send a tweet. Use the hashtag Fox26forlife. Joining us live in the newsroom is our legal analyst, Chris Tritico, news analyst, Mustafa Tamiz, and public policy analyst, Jackie Bally. All right, do you guys have hope that this can be bridged?
You know, this is the divide between the House of Representatives and the White House is so great. I'm not sure that it can. The House of Representatives is the one that's going to have to do something. The president asked for, I can't remember, several $1 billion to hire more judges, hire more border enforcement agents, and money to beef up security, and the House will not vote on it. And now that it appears the House is going to vote just on border security, which I think the White House will be in a position of having to veto, Jackie Bally, because they say it's not enough just to beef up security. We still have all these people we have to deal with judges.
The divide you're seeing between the House and the President is the same divide you see between me and Mustafa. You know,
I think it's greater.
I think it's pretty close because I echo what the conservatives and Republicans are saying. We do need more border security. We do need to focus on that, and we do need a majority of those dollars to go to border security. The Dallas Morning News reported just last week 93% of the people who were supposed to report for their deportation hearing did not show up. 93%.
Well, that's not security, though, is it?
But my point is, they would not get in, or at least not that large number would get in, that we have to wait for them. If they're coming in here illegally, of course, why are we going to expect them to obey our rules when they get here?
Yes, the governor's been saying we need more money because of the crime that's going on, and the Border Patrol agents, the federal Border Patrol agents are now babysitting, and they're not taking care of the crime. Yesterday, the Houston Chronicle reported after a study of the border sheriffs along the Texas-Mexico border that they've seen no spike in crime across the border.
Well, the governor wants to spend $12 million of Texas taxpayers' money on a monthly basis for additional guards there. One, Congress has to pass legislation in order for them to do that. But two, just think about this. We're paying for Rick Perry to stand on a presidential debate stage and be tough on immigration. It's incredible that he is doing this because it's completely ineffective.
Yesterday, Ted Cruz said that he wanted to change the Posse Comitatus law, which says the military cannot make cannot make arrests to do civilian police work in the United States. He said, let's change that law to allow the Border Patrol agents, the National Guard, to make arrests.
Right, and one of the reasons he's saying that is because the Border Patrol agents, as you mentioned, they're saying, look, we need more help at the border. That our resources are being used to do administrative work, or they're doing healthcare work for some of these kids/teenagers, and they are saying, the Border Patrol agents are saying, we need more people at the border. And so since we're not getting more people at the border, this is an option that Senator Cruz is looking at.
I want you to talk about it coming back, but I want to go to Sally. She's monitoring our social media.
Yep, let's take a look at Twitter first. Maureen is retweeting something that Senator Ted Cruz tweeted out. The president doesn't need additional funding from Congress to secure the border. He says enforce our laws and stop granting amnesty. And then let's head on over to our Facebook page. Carol at the very top there says, I think Congress needs to quit taking so many breaks and take care of business.
Which is kind of what started us off on this topic in the begin with, is that the House of Representatives have yet to pass a bill, and yet they're about to go on a 6-week break. I want to talk about some of that in a minute, but I want you to respond to the Ted Cruz thing. This law, the Posse Comitatus law, has been in place since the Civil War for a very good purpose to keep the military in check within our borders. How do you respond to that?
Senator Cruz understands that in order to change that, he would have to pass legislation. Both houses, both houses and the president have to sign it. This is the least productive Congress. They've only passed 70 some odd bills, and in the history of the United States, the history of the United States, this is the least productive Congress by any measure. And so for them to pass it, I'm worried about. They're not going to pass anything.
And so and that would require them to pass something on immigration, which they have steadfastly refused to do.
I don't see anything being passed because conservatives are saying we want one thing, the liberals are saying we want another, and you're not seeing the two coming together. There's not any kind of compromise. I do hope that with this new bill that we're hearing that's going to be proposed by the conservatives and Republicans, maybe we can get some buy-in. I am going to be hopeful, but I don't think so.
How do the Republicans continue to bash the president about not doing something when they refuse to pass any legislation for the president to look at?
Let me respond to that because I know he wants to jump in.
I'm going to let him in a minute.
I think we continue to bash the administration. We continue to bash liberals because what we have been saying from day one is not we want when they get here options and rules for them to have amnesty and to take care of and to use our tax dollars to take care of them. They are coming in here illegally. We want to have people at the border to stop them from coming in
So
illegally.
why not pass that bill? Why not pass that bill and send it to the president?
We are sending a bill to the president, and you will see he will reject it because he wants to grant amnesty. He doesn't want to secure the border.
Real quick.
Well, look, the law basically requires that if the kids come here, that you can't send them back. You have to go put them through the.
That was a
to the process.
2008 bill.
2008 bill. So in terms of following the law, that's what the president's doing. But if the president has a low job approval rating, the United States Congress has twice that of a negative rating. So they're in single digits because they're completely ineffective and they haven't done anything.
All right, we're going to have to leave it right there. We'll be back in the next hour with two really, really good stories, Sally.
All right, we look forward to it. Thanks, guys, as always.